we're kind of in limbo. We're trying to wrap up the school year and all that comes with that, on top of the weather's getting warmer, so your schedule and household just in general is switching gears. And I feel like I'm getting farther and farther behind because the weather has been so nice and we've gotten so many outside projects worked on. We're still trying to fit school in between the margins of time throughout our day instead of a scheduled time in the morning like I normally do. And it's just a lot going on, and I'm slipping in the kitchen and not getting so much done. So on this day, I had a lot of different things planned, and while I did school here in the kitchen, I just mixed up a batch of chocolate chip cookies that I used white chocolate chips with. I'm actually just freezing the batch. What I like to do with cookies is have cookie batter in the freezer, and then I like to make the cookies fresh. With the garden this year, I have so many more children that I want to be involved, and although we're all still learning the garden, but creating this space, the children have taken turns on helping create the space with moving dirt or disassembling the old garden or wanting to plant flowers, and other children wanting to just help in general, that I'm finding myself, eager to start new projects because I have helpers and it's not always me having to do everything by myself. And one of the things that we've seen a few times and thought, hey, we could do that, is creating a worm farm. I just used some coffee filters, some leftover landscape fabric, and then I layered some leaves and soil. We did find a few worms, but we're going to go to our favorite fishing bait shop and get some worms to put in here to feed a farm, and then we will have nice nutrient rich fertilizer. It's been one of those days. The day has just gone way faster than you thought it was. It's one of those days I started 10 projects and I've finished 2.5. So I'm getting these oatmeal cookies into here, and I need to start dinner. But what I'm going to do during dinner prep, I'm making a really simple dinner tonight, but in between I'm going to do like a power hour of some no cook cooking. I'm going to get some strawberry from the freezer and make a strawberry chia jam, and I'm going to make some overnight oats for tonight, and then children can have overnight oats, yogurt, chia, strawberry jam, possibly granola if I can get granola in the oven first thing in the morning. But if not, it's fine. It's kind of muggy today, so it's one thing I didn't not get to. For breakfast, I have a half a loaf and some chocolate sourdough left over that I'm going to turn into an overnight French toast. So that's why I said maybe I'll bake granola in the morning, because I will already have my oven on, and if I do it first thing in the morning, then I'm not heating up my whole house for the whole day now that it's like springtime. But that granola, we've been rotating between granola and granola bars, and the children like eating their granola by itself, or I did buy some bulk yogurt at Costco, so that's kind of our spring go-to recently. So I'm gonna get these cookies in the freezer. These are oatmeal cookies. There is sugar in there, but also it's a good, if I have a lot of protein at breakfast, like eggs and sausage, we can have an oatmeal cookie for breakfast. Or if we want something sweet or a dessert, these will be good. If you've been around for a while, you know that I like to squeeze in nutrients for my family whenever I can. And I haven't made this in a really long time, but it's just a berry chia jam, and this is my last bag of strawberries that we picked at the strawberry farm last year, so it lasted us a good year. I just heat up the strawberries with a splash of lemon juice and some water until it just gives me a little bit of foam. I let it cool slightly. I immersion and blend it. I taste it for sweetness. This time I added maple syrup, and I did about 3 tablespoons of chia seeds. I don't find that there's a perfect ratio of jam to chia seeds. My children don't really super love the taste of chia, so I rather caution on the side of it still absorbing the strawberry jam, but not that it's thick enough that you could scoop it out with a spoon. And this is perfect. You're going to see me do it in the French toast bake here that I'm making, but I also made that so we can have parfaits when I make granola. We'll have some strawberry and we can mix it into the yogurt and then top it with some granola. And today I'm moving on to a French toast bake. The perfect ratio, I do 6 eggs to 2 cups of milk. I am making homemade almond milk, and I do a pinch of salt, and today I use lemon extract because I am using that strawberry jam. And I find the perfect way to know how much bread you need is actually to cut your bread and put it in your pan as you're cutting it so it fills the pan. And then I'll mix up the egg mixture, and then I'll put the bread in the egg mixture and let it kind of soak while I butter my pan. What I like to do is I like to just sugar and butter on the bottom and up the sides a little bit. And it's almost like upside down French toast. Melts and gets the bottom of the French toast bake kind of ooey gooey. I switch it up in the winter and do like a cinnamon swirl type, but today I'm just mixing some of that strawberry chia jam, and then after the mixture has soaked into the bread enough, I will pour it in there, cover it, and then put it in the fridge. And then remember, you can't put a glass cold pan into a hot oven, so what I do is I put the pan straight into the oven and then turn the heat on, and as it comes up to temperature, it will also gently heat up that cold pan. Okay, the kids and I decided we're going to do 2 separate meals today because I have some chicken that needs to be used up. So what I like to do is just chicken and rice. It's an Indian dish, and I'm going to shred some carrots in a minute. But with my rice, I like to do 3 cups of rice and 1 cup of quinoa. And then I don't have broth today, so I'm going to get a good dose of salt and some bay leaf in here, and then let it on the rice setting. We'll get to the chicken. And then the kids voted on spaghetti. So I'm going to get that started, and then whatever leftovers are, we'll either eat them for lunch tomorrow, or this rice and chicken freezes beautifully and will be like an individual serving size portions. And then spaghetti, if there's leftover, we'll eat it tomorrow for lunch. So lots going on. This is my version of fast food. It's so simple. It honestly doesn't take that long. I'm using chicken thighs today, but I shred up carrots. I use some freeze-dried kale, and then this packet along with some water, and then 2 pounds of chicken. The packet actually I get on iHerb. It's $2 for this packet. And please note, the packet says a whole packet for 1 pound of chicken. I do 2 pounds of chicken, and then the packet and the water it says, but it can be on the little spicier side. So if your children don't like that, either use half a packet or more chicken and carrots, because the carrots lend itself to a sweetness. And since I cook the carrots down with the chicken, it kind of dissolves and you don't have like the bite of carrot. And then I'm also finishing up all the tasks I did. I didn't get everything done, but I'm proud of what I did in my power hour. If you're like me and trying to fit your kitchen task in the pockets of time and power hours, spring and summer is here, but it's gonna be so awesome.